All right, we're at it again. And I got to be honest with you, this is the one we've been waiting for about 90 minutes here. And I know the one that the juniors are waiting to be over so we can get to our juniors player of the season. This is our seniors ACO player of the season final match here at the Branson Hilton Convention Center. I am Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, the American Cornhole Organization, side by side with Philip Barnett, the Mississippi Ninja, proud to bring you all the best action from the ACO championships of cornhole here in Branson. And I'll tell you what, man, we've seen some great, and these are just player of the season. I don't say just, but these are player of the season matches that have not been determined based on points. We did have our co-ed, Caleb Hurt and Tammy Williams, just win it outright, but we've had a couple of final playoffs here, and they've been they've been told to bring it. So now they've exchanged taters with the cornhole dude, and now Johnny Thomas and Bob Heil are going to square off. Bob Heil being the higher seed here, and he takes that first bag, lays it right up the middle, a low block, but we know Johnny can get around that to the right if he needs to. Still can. He lays one in behind it. But, boy, it has been a long, hard slog to get here, has it not?
And we got the best 2 out of 3 in this match. So
yes, we do. Why wouldn't we?
Grab you some popcorn. Yes. Call your friends.
Perhaps a pillow, alarm clock.
There you go. Nice.
That's nicely done there.
Yes.
As we said, he can get in there and around the right-hand side if he needs to, and he did. Bob steps out to the right, northern Wisconsin, where Bob hails from. And
let's see if Johnny goes up right here. See how aggressive he's going to be.
Oh, yeah, up and over.
He went and just barely missed. And he's got to remember the scoreboard is on the other end, Johnny.
It's twice now. He lipped out. That kind of lipped out and flew off the back, but that's going to be enough to take that first 3 points. And he gathers up his weaponry. Yeah. He'll take that first bag back from Bob. They're both grinning and working their way toward a season 17 player of the season. Yeah. It's been a fun week so far, and we're just getting started.
Yeah, we got a long week and a lot of cornhole. You're going to see some great shots, some great players, and as we've been talking all night, some great characters.
And I'll tell you what, too, it's interesting because the original plan for the broadcast was to start around 4 o'clock with the juniors division, and it actually works. I mean, maybe not for the players, maybe not for Sebastian Barger and for Austin Cameron, having to wait this much longer and reversing the order with women's, then seniors, and then juniors. But I will tell you this, high adrenaline to finish the night. We're going to see a pace of play that is absolutely diametrically opposed
the last 2 matches
to this. Yeah.
We'll sandwich this one in between some high energy, as you call it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no question. Those guys both throw for the fences every single opportunity that they get.
There's no bag out of play with those people.
And you'll see, you mentioned shot making. You'll see blocks that will be rolled over top of, as you like to call it, that block and roll shot, which these juniors have developed and perfected, and it's starting to seep into other divisions, but you're not very, very much into the seniors division. So nicely done there. And these guys work their way left to right on your screen. Again, if you're watching in the ACO Digital Network via the Facebook Live page, that's great. There's an embedded link there at AmericanCornhole.com as well. You can watch it in high def. And here we go again. Bob Heil takes those 2 steps and lets it fly. And there it is, hanging halfway in the hole.
And Bob has great rotation on his bag, too.
He does.
That's the thing.
It's flat.
I said that, and he throws one that wobbles a little bit.
And Johnny set himself up to push through and clean it up unless Bob does it, and he does.
Yeah, smart play by Bob.
Mm-hmm. Boy, that one was on a rope right there. Another floater, but this time not going to leave it hanging there for obvious reasons, and it's going to give Johnny another couple to add to his total. So 5-on-2, Johnny Thomas. This is a best 2 out of 3 to determine who's going to wear the green jersey this upcoming season for the season 17 seniors player of the season. As we work our way, Philip, towards season 18, which begins in September, we've got lots to do between the end of this week and the beginning of September for 35 majors through the course of the upcoming season.
I see Johnny's wife pacing over there. She looks like Becky Hurt
Uh-huh.
walking around. If those who don't know, that's Caleb Hurt's mother that gets nervous and paces all
Oh,
over.
she does. Oh, there's no question.
Yeah.
She gets in 8,000 steps just during his
Absolutely.
matches.
Oh, and how about that? I did not see this one coming.
Johnny's going to take this one in with him. Boom. Oh,
Oh,
boy. That was risk reward right there.
Yeah.
I feel like he could have come in hard up the middle and taken
I'm
that.
kind of agreeing with that. I didn't agree with the airmail shot.
Yeah.
He's really struggled with that airmail this way. He's nailed him that way, the other way. And
Well, and it sounds strange to say 1 point could be letting Bob off the hook, but 1 point could have been letting Bob off the hook.
Let him off the hook big time there.
Right. And we will have our winner over here to discuss a little bit about what it means to sport that green jersey for the entire upcoming season. And then we'll have our juniors final best 2 of 3 coming up with Sebastian Barger, a young man, I should say, who made his bones right here in this very building just a little over a year ago against Austin Cameron, who has been a dominant force just today here in the other room. He has been cutting through opponents in the Slider Cup. Oh, boy. I've never seen a bag hit and spin off like that. He must have had just crazy rotation on that.
And Johnny going to take that 1 point. I'm surprised he did not shoot it there. What is wrong with Johnny Thomas?
Yep, it's.
I mean, the hole's wide open. He has 2 bags hanging.
It's as if he hasn't met Johnny Thomas.
Who is that guy that took Johnny's spot?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. Playing his 1 point back and forth is going to come back to bite him if he doesn't take advantage of the opportunities.
I'm going to have to ask him that if he gets over here, too.
Well,
Bob
I
is
think you're
firing
going to
away.
ask him that if he doesn't get over here.
Yeah, I am.
Either way, he's getting asked.
Bob is going to make him shoot an airmail.
Yep, he is.
Now they're dead even.
Up and over. Oh, nicely
I
done.
bet
How
he
about
took
that?
Johnny's bag.
He didn't want to do that, but he was happy
There
to do
we
it. Nicely
go.
done.
What did he do at the last
where was that
frame?
before? Bob up and over. Oh, how about that? Nicely done. A little air show, as you like to call it.
The Blue Angels are in the house.
You gotta love it. Whenever the Mississippi Ninja gives you the "we're not worthy,"
I love
arms.
it, man. That's my kind of game. I love seeing that, man.
We haven't seen that all day.
No,
either.
heck
we
no,
maybe
that's-
one frame we've seen it, so that was outstanding.
As Johnny throws another one short.
Johnny, he played a little Bob Heil bag right there, just dripping upside the front of the hole, and they're going to replace. And
Nice.
it's nicely done, snuck in there to the right side. Bob will.
Oh,
Interesting. I thought he really would get that push and finish it up.
and think about this, Johnny.
Nope.
He lost the first game to Bob, and he's trying to take over this game. And he could win 2 games and be the champion after losing his first one.
Yes, he could, and he's taking an 8-2 lead.
Yeah.
And what is a best 2 of 3, as we've mentioned. Big schedule for you tomorrow. We're going to get started probably a little later in the afternoon, but we'll have matches for you throughout the day as we see them here on center court. And you never know when to watch for those alerts. So make sure you set alerts for ACO content, and we'll get a couple of our other friends up here, Joel and Philly, and we've got a new friend who's coming up, Tammy.
Yeah.
Is going to be up here in just a little while to help us with the Tammy Klinger with the juniors match. Boy, that's a laundry basket all stuffed up right there.
A pile of mess. Bob's going to pack them in. Yes, sir.
That's what he did.
Look at Johnny.
Setting like concrete. Oh, man.
And he
look
made
at
a
him.
good shot.
Bob's going to take the time out and come down and look and see what's going on now, because he is.
I don't think he's really got a whole. I don't think he's got a whole lot there.
I think he's looking at
Well, he's shaking his head.
Yeah. Anything go? He said no. I don't think you might need a jackhammer to get through that.
That's no lie. And Johnny put it in a perfect place. They just didn't fall.
Built a wall.
That was almost slick. Went off. That's one of the hardest shots in cornhole right there. You get a lot of people tell you that.
How many times have we seen that come up as a dirty bag
Absolutely.
and lay short, you know?
How many times have I done that in my career?
I was just talking about you.
I promise you. I promise you.
You're talking about the whole league? Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. The entire organization.
I promise you could go poll every person in this room, and if somebody's done that a couple of times.
Everybody's done it, yeah. I do it all the time, whether it's that situation or not. That's why those carpet burns bags that have been developed for me are so special.
Man, I can't wait to see you win the
Lifers tournament.
Yeah. Johnny's fixing to give up 4 and make this 8-7 game, I'll tell you.
That's just automatic for Bob. When he gets dialed in like that with that low spin, he turns that 3 into a 7, and now all of a sudden it's a 1-point game.
I want to go back to that shot that Johnny had a few minutes ago where he had a chance to drag a couple bags in the hole wide open, and he laid up. And that could come back to haunt him a little later on.
You know, it's interesting, though. When he makes the airmail, it's a reflex shot. He doesn't think about it. When he thinks about it, he doesn't shoot it.
No. And he's gotten off a little bit in this game now. Bob, I thought Bob might push that one out of play.
Oh, Johnny bullies it back in and drops it, but leaves one out of play.
He tried that cutter bag right there to move his bag back in.
Well, he got one in there, and he left the other one out in no man's land.
And Bob's going to take the lead. By how many? 2.
By
one.
By one. He's going to add the 2 to take the 1.
Yeah.
And now he takes the first bag back, and that, I think, let me see if I can figure this out. He's going to lay a bag up in front of the hole with just about a third of the bag dripping in the hole somehow on the corner. That's my guess.
That's a great call.
About a third of a corner of a bag laying over the edge of the hole.
And I thought I was the prognosticator.
Oh, man. Must have hit some baby powder or something. Yeah.
Do it a little bit hard.
Our man Joel Karnick is back in here joining us as and it's always, I'm always glad to see you guys, except for the fact that I know why you're here and what it is that brought you back. So unfortunately, I guess I should say welcome back. Is that right?
We're not done yet. We're in the we were playing for the King seed and we lost, so we got to wait like 5 games. They're running a little behind.
Oh, is that right?
So me and Tony Franco, he carried me all the way to maybe 5th or 6th. We'll see. I got a little wait though, so I'm glad I can see the end here. We've had some real good matches. My son's been keeping me updated. Sounds like we've had some real good stuff here, haven't we?
It is. It's really been deliberate, but it's been a lot of fun, and we've seen a lot of guys talking to themselves quite a bit. And we've seen a lot of it. And I know you've seen what I call the Heil, the face. I can always tell what face he's making even without looking at him.
Yeah.
Like right there.
But I tell you, this is
Bob Heil, right?
I mean, this seniors championship, it's valuable any year, but this year with these 3 guys, to make your way through these 2 and to win it, whoever does, they should get an extra gold star on their on their plaque or something, because this is crazy.
Well, they've been battling this not just today; they've been battling for this all season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just tonight. This has been a battle that's been going on
nice
all
shot.
night.
How about that? Great shot.
Well, after the last major, my son made a reference to Bob. He throws with our group up northern Wisconsin that Johnny Thomas is his kryptonite. He said, and Bob didn't want to hear that.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell you something. Johnny Thomas is my kryptonite too.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good when you're described as nemesis, kryptonite.
Yeah.
I mean, those are some of the nicer things that I've been called. But that's just my personality, not my cornhole.
He's just another Alabama boy, that Johnny Thomas, too, by the way.
Well, Bob's up 14-8 here, and he's playing well. We played with him last weekend in a big event up in Wisconsin, and it was outdoors. It was windy and all that stuff. You know how you can struggle like that. So you just never know. You come off stuff like that, how you're going to react. Obviously, he's got it going here and playing well.
Oh, how about that?
I'll tell you what, his airmails have been on point. Johnny's a little short.
See if Bob's going to try it again here, or what he's going to do.
I think he's going for the big push right here. Try to get that bag over there and
stacks it up.
I don't think he's mad at that shot.
No, because what's Johnny going to do now?
Yeah, not much.
He doesn't have a choice.
Anytime you make your opponent stop and think,
That's
right. you're usually in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Going to go a hard push.
And that's not
took a bunch in.
That's 5.
That's going to be a 5 spot right there. One off the back, one sitting up front.
And that's going to put him at 19.
And this is 2 out of 3, and this is for the whole thing.
This is game 1, 2 out of 3 for the green jersey and the honor of being the player of the season in seniors.
And we got juniors to follow, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah. And let's see, if that starts at 9:15, it should be over by about 9:22.
Yeah.
Yeah. In stark contrast to what's going on here in a game that can be timed with a calendar.
And we talk about that, though. These guys are so good. That's what happens. It's just a long match.
Well, I think that younger, as we know, that younger mentality is a little more of a risk taker, a little more of a roll shot. What do I got? 30% of the hole? That's my green light.
That's right.
I'll go. Whereas seniors are a little more conservative, but still, you play them at any point. They're just hard to beat because you can't. Once they get first bag, it's hard to get it back.
Game one, guys. That's
All right,
game one.
that's going to do it right there. Bob Heil able to take it down 21-8. How about that?
After a hot start by Johnny went up to 8-0 to start that game, and that's where he's still stuck.
Yeah. And Bob, I don't know if you guys mentioned this earlier, but Bob's wearing his newly constructed Lucky's shoes. If you look at the tops,
I
of
saw
the shoes,
those on Facebook. Yeah, I had seen. I didn't realize that's what he had on there.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And they're made actually from bags. His gal made them. She used to be, I guess, she worked for a shoe store seamstress. So now Charlie with Lucky saw them, and now I think he's going to start figuring out a way to make them, to mass produce them for
Charlie
people.
Case.
Yeah, Charlie Case. We were kind of jealous, but we called him old man at one point, I think. But they are pretty cool.
They do look good. Huh?
They are pretty cool shoes.
Well, I know Lucky's has the tailgater Thursday at 1 o'clock where everybody's going to be throwing Lucky bags, and that's what's kind of cool is each of these tailgaters that are open to the public and only available to non-pros are going to have an opportunity to throw 8 different bag manufacturers' bags, get a feel for some that they may not normally get an opportunity to play with, and then when you make it into the final bracket, you are representing that bag manufacturer.
Yeah. And even if you don't and make it in the top 8, you still get a set of their bags.
Correct.
Right? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great stuff, and so many great partners that are involved in that program. But Thursday, 1 o'clock, that's the session that belongs to Lucky. So who knows if Charlie decides he's going to make those shoes? Could be a mass market for those things.
Yeah, I like them. They're pretty neat.
Yeah.
But he'll have the prototype. I told Bob, I said, when there's a museum of cornhole, I said that these will be the prototypes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, there will be. I have a little inside information.
Oh, yeah.
So,
nice.
Finn knows all. He don't tell all.
He doesn't tell all, yeah.
No, not unless you put a quarter in the slot.
Let's see if Johnny goes up right here.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Oh, boy.
Man, he almost got
now,
all
is that
of
sitting? Is that sitting on something? What is it?
It's pinned up by the other bag in front.
But
and the right side is open.
Oh, it's wide open, and
wow.
Bob takes advantage of that.
And
that's really well done.
And how many times you see that happening, man? You see a guy make a great shot and get nothing out of it. All of a sudden, the guy steps out and grabs 2 off of you.
And that not only, I mean, we talk about the precision of professionals, but that's a shot right there where Bob's literally got less than half of the hole.
Yeah.
And he just slithers it in there, and he's aiming. It's not an accident. He's aiming for that particular little 2-inch spot.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Well, we have been watching Johnny from that side of the board, inside arm, come in and do that exact same thing, but he was coming in right to left with a cut shot that Phil pointed out, and he did that on a regular basis. So, yeah, what you're watching, it might look like, they're just putting it in the hole. It's the way they put it in the hole, which is so amazing.
And that's the advantage for those who are just kind of starting out in cornhole of having a bag that has a side that's slippery. That just has that ability where you can maybe loft it a little bit, where it can, if it gets in the hole, it's just going to fall right in there. Where that's an advantage to have because you can get in real small spaces with that slippery side of the cornhole bag.
And that's what a lot of these bag manufacturers are making them like that now. You don't even have. There's no break-in period for some of these bags.
Yeah,
and they will slither.
And even some of the carpet bag throwers that roll, you'll see that slippery side, it's night and day.
Yeah.
But they need that slippery side because that carpet side might jam the hole, and they need to kind of get in a little spot, and then they flip it over, and boom, there they go.
You're absolutely correct.
Well, like you said, Finn, we've been playing for what here, 10, 15 minutes, and it's 2-2.
2-2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and this could be 4 for Bob. Let's see if he can slither one in here.
Push. And you heard him yell, "Oh, Bob!" And I don't think that was anybody but Bob yelling.
He caught the front. He caught the front of his front back there and kicked it just enough to get it out of the hole.
Just a little bit, but hey, you know what? You snap your fingers and the lead is doubled.
All of a sudden, just like that.
So Joel Karnick joins us here in the booth. Philip Barnett, the Mississippi Ninja, yours truly, Finn the Loudmouth for the ACO. Thrilled to be calling the action throughout the course of the majors here, or the Worlds here in Branson, Missouri. But Joel, I know you come at this honestly too, not only as a cornhole fan, but the host of your own podcast. Talk a little bit about that and where people can find you.
We're having a lot of fun with it on the Northern Wisconsin Cornhole YouTube page, if you just search for it. My son and I, Blake, have done several episodes, some on cut shots, roll shots, and stuff like that, using our Ruthless bags, or ACO bags, of course. And we've just been overwhelmed by the number of views. We got over 5,000 views in like 2 weeks on one of them, and over 500 subscribers already. And people are loving it.
Yeah.
Just walking around here today, somebody came up to me and they said, "You're the guy in that. You're the guy in the video, right?"
Yeah.
So we're having a lot of fun doing it. It's helping people too. I talked to the Alaska crew that's here, and they said, "Yeah, I'm throwing pretty good now. I watch your son." And I said, "You realize it is my son that's instructing. I'm just kind of there because I've been in radio for 36 years and I know how to kind of communicate, and he's the one who can throw." But we've had a great response. Check it out on YouTube, Northern Wisconsin Cornhole. So some good basic stuff. We just try to be very slow and descriptive and help people flatten their bag out and maybe throw a cut shot.
Yeah, well, that's great. That's great.
Oh, we saw your son make 2 great pushes about halfway up the board in Cedar Rapids this year.
I think he still listens to that call about every other day.
Oh, man.
He loved your guys' call on that.
Especially when I said there's no way he's pushing it. He didn't do it once.
Yeah.
He did it twice.
There's no way he's going to go, "Oh, we got it." And then he goes, "He's no way he's going to do that." I go, "Oh, he got it again."
Yeah, that was a great highlight.
Yeah, I believe that's where you earned the nickname the Waffle House.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
Well, Bob won the first game of this, and he's trying to finish off or win game 2 to take home the Senior Player of the Year, right? Is that the official title? I got that right?
Player of the season, green
Player
jersey.
of the season, yeah. And then there will be another Senior Champion crowned, of course, tomorrow at the Worlds here.
Saturday, we'll crown all
Saturday,
the
Championship Saturday is going to be stacked to the gills. So
play tomorrow and Championship Saturday.
I wish you all the luck in the world, except for the fact that I could really use some relief up here on Saturday. Phil and I, every once in a while, are going to have to go to the little boys' room, and we would love to have the opportunity to work with you on Championship Saturday if you have the opportunity to do.
Believe me, if I'm on this stage Saturday playing for the championship, you will not be the only one surprised. If I could come anywhere close top 10 with this group that's here this year, there's some really, really good players.
And it's not just the seniors; it's just the whole field is loaded. Every division.
Yeah. Well, 8-4. Johnny is up now, trying to force a game 3.
He got stuck on 8 last game, and Bob made a little run. Let's see if he can get past that bad luck number for him.
Well, I'm sure Sebastian Barger is over there right now on his phone texting someone that if there is a chance for a game 3, there will probably be a game 3.
Absolutely.
Anything to keep me more than 5.5 hours off of my scheduled game time. So, but it's how it goes.
Nice
all these
bag
tournaments
by Johnny.
running at the same time, you're going to run into moments. And Amber Fretwell,
wow.
Oh boy. How is that? Oh, it's going to go. Oh, one went. I thought that second one was going to fall right there. Oh.
You think Bob's face made that bag fall? The many faces of Bob.
The many faces of Bob.
He squinched that one in.
Yeah.
He's laughing right now. He goes, that bag was afraid not to fall.
He must have heard what I said.
Yeah. I've heard of a face that can stop a clock, but not one that can drop a bag.
Absolutely. I'm going to learn that one. I can tell you that. Oh, and now Bob's got a chance.
Yeah, probably take them both, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Get a couple back here.
I know you're not any bias toward Bob, but, I would be.
I didn't want to mention that Northern Wisconsin Cornhole won the women's, and I'm not cheering. I'm not cheering. Bob's actually Michigan. He lives in Michigan, but he's like a stone's throw from the Wisconsin border. Right. So he's considered. He gets to play in the Badger State games. That's how close he is. They let him in.
He has that accent too.
Oh yeah.
To let you know.
Yeah.
What accent?
The one Maggie had when we were interviewing her up here
I'm
earlier.
not picking that up. I'm not really picking up this northern accent you're discussing, or southern for that matter. With anyone.
Yeah, for sure. What do you mean, there, eh? Yeah. You Southern boys. That was the biggest shock when my son and I started playing ACO majors, is the Southern draws, and I know it's a shock for the Southern people to hear us Yoopers up there talking too.
I talked to Money Mike today for about 2 minutes. I'm like, that can't be real.
No, that's real.
He's like, we just turned some butter, and then we came down today after we put up a barn. And I'm like, good God, man. I just shoot the horse, and then Cougar Joe and I came down.
I needed an interpreter to talk to that guy.
Tell you, that is one of the joys of playing this game, is meeting people from all over the country. Nice bag by Johnny. Bob's going to try and match it here, I think.
Yep, up and over. He does. Nicely done.
And another one.
Over, instinct. Bam, there it goes.
1 point for Bob, though.
Like the country song goes, bing, bang, boom, right?
Yeah. Exactly. No, you're right. You hit right on it there, Joel. The opportunity to meet so many people from so many different places. And I laughed because I think there was we had one match, and Bob won, and you two did the interview together after, and I said, we're going to have to put subtitles on this thing because I don't even know what either one of you are saying.
There you go.
Yeah, we have met people from all over the country, and now Alaska, and it's just, and Worlds is like almost like a family reunion.
Yeah. Yes,
we hadn't seen Derek Arnold Williams for months. I know he was doing some mission work overseas, and we pulled out. We ran to get a little something from our hotel, and there he was pulling in, and we stopped and we backed up, and we're like, "Hey man, how you doing?" I haven't seen him in a while, so it's just so much fun to see these guys.
And Derek was a guy that he was just road dogging big time. He would in the car and he was just going major to major to major till he had to go. And I was just going to say that was Heinerman's dark horse to win it all. Derek Williams.
He could. He got a lot of his points early, and then did some mission work, and
he's a fine player, that's for sure.
Yep.
You know, I like to tell the story about Russell Tabors. I would have never known Russell Tabors if it hadn't been for this game. And he lives in Kentucky, and I live in Mississippi, and we travel the country together most of the time. We meet up somewhere. I mean,
yeah.
Don't get much better than that.
Well, we got a good one here, John. Johnny Thomas is up 10-8. He has to win this one, otherwise Bob Heil will take the senior championship here.
Oh, look at that. Little scuba shot right there.
That was a good shot by
Johnny,
too.
That drags that bag back into play there, so it's a nice finish there for him, courtesy of Bob.
Johnny tried to get around this a little bit, takes him in.
Returns the favor a little bit.
Could have a tie game here.
Yeah, no doubt about that when he let that one go almost immediately. All right, so
for Johnny.
It's an 11-point game. We're playing to 11.
No, Johnny takes the
Johnny.
four.
He picked up
I'm sorry. I'm borderline colorblind, so I'm sorry.
That's all right. He picked up the 2. I was bamboozled there myself.
And people don't talk a lot about how much different the game of singles is versus doubles, and it really is I mean, obviously you still got to throw it in the hole and make the shots, but it is a completely different game. Mm-hmm. Some people thrive on that doubles and having a partner down there tell them what shot to make, where when you're a singles player, you only got a couple timeouts. Otherwise, you're looking at some blind shots sometimes, and it's difficult, and some players handle it better than others on the singles side.
And it's interesting, too, because one player who takes probably more timeouts than anybody I normally notice is Bob. He does that quite a bit, and I would think with his height, he would have a better look from where he's standing. I mean, you two definitely, I think, have an advantage with your height is to see what's available on the backside of the real estate of the hole.
Yeah, I think as you get older, the eyesight goes a little bit, and that depth perception, and you got to really pay attention because if you don't pay attention, bags are similar colors. You're not sure who's who around the hole. You're pushing the wrong bag. It could be a big mistake.
Yeah, Bob just saved himself a timeout by stepping out onto the carpet to see what's underneath.
He's going to try to get around on probably that slick side again, Joe.
He stepped way out and
tried to get around it. He hooked it a little more height, and that gravity might have sucked it down in there a little bit.
It was a nice effort, though.
Yeah. Those get-around shots like that are so tough because if you don't have the right speed and the right height, it's just not going to work. It's just going to spin out of the way, and that height just gives it that little force of gravity where it'll just suck right in there. You got to get it up in the air a little bit.
Well, Bob had one that came in left off the hard like around 11 o'clock on the hole and hit and just spun off like a throwing star off to the right-hand side just to exactly emphasize your point that happened earlier, I think, in game 1.
Yeah.
How about Johnny? Johnny is throwing a blocker on every first bag. As long as he's had the first bag, He just put a bag right in front of the hole. Trying to make Bob get one of those kickers.
Well, Johnny's throwing with purpose when he doesn't think about it, and that was a rare miss with that kind of power behind it.
Oh, wow.
That's a 4-point swing right there. Two he could have gotten, two he gave up. That's a big shot.
Right.
When you got guys that are matching 4-baggers like this, that's a big
absolutely
big miss right there.
And he made that noise the moment it left his hand.
Yeah.
You knew what was coming.
Oh yeah. And we got one of those mini faces of Bob out of that too, by the way.
Yeah. Could be a calendar. He did a fundraiser for a charity. The mini faces of Bob Heil. You probably won't want to have the mini sayings of Bob Heil. I'm just saying.
Maybe it's Spencer's Gifts. You think that might be back in the blacklight poster section? Yeah.
Like one of those little keychains where you push the button and it says different things. Yeah, you could have the Bob Heil keychain.
I do have a T-shirt that has the many faces of Bob Ross, and it's like anger, and they're all the same.
All
it's
the
just
same.
Him smiling.
The painting guy, yeah. That's awesome.
The many emotions of Bob Ross, and it's like 12 pictures, and they're all the same.
Well, Johnny's up 14-8 here. Got to win this one to force a game 3, and that would be then for the title.
Yep.
Bob does not want to see that go to the game 3 because that makes it anybody's contest then. So,
but there's that blocker again.
Bob is up 2-0 today on Johnny alone. Johnny's going to step out and try to get around that pile.
That may be twice as many times as Bob's ever beaten Johnny. I know he hasn't beaten him much, if once.
Nice.
Oh, that's a nice bag right there. That was, as I say, lots of purpose.
Bob's going to slip through
the
there.
Difference.
Is that a different, Joel? Is that a different Lucky's bag that he's throwing now than the one he was throwing?
It might be. They look to be a little stickier than maybe the normal ones, where I think the boards are fast enough here inside where he feels comfortable throwing it. Normally his bag really, really will move, and if you get perfect conditions, which it really is right now when you're perfect conditions, you might go to a little bit stickier just to prevent that slide off the back.
And these boards have played fast all day today on both sides. When we were here in May, they were really tacky inside the other room. But today they've played really fast.
And when you got 105 degrees it was out today, and just really humid. I mean, it's impossible to keep the humidity out of the building. Don't get me wrong, it's very comfortable in here, but you're just going to have just that.
Man,
and Bob will take that 3 right there. I can tell you that.
You have just that tad bit of humidity, and the board conditions can be different from one end of the arena to the other because one end has a door coming in and the other end is kind of closed, so it can be just a little different.
We saw that in May. This end was not as humid as that end was down there in May.
It's just going to happen when it's 105.
You also factor in the number of people that come and go in this room, and whether they stay or they move through, and the shop being over there, and the tailgater games, and there's just the population of this room ebbs and flows as well, and that'll have a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
But I think this setup here with this center court gives a lot more space for there to be a little bit better circulation.
Definitely.
Around the boards and even under the boards.
And for people who have never thrown on the center court, it's always an adjustment because it's a different sound on the board. I love the court, but it's just a little different sound to the way the bag hits the board versus a traditional carpet or cement. It's the same action on the board. Nice shot by Johnny Thomas.
Yeah, but he pulled one of Bob's with it, and Bob has all of a sudden taken the lead 15-14.
It's an aggressive shot.
Yeah. Johnny's an aggressive player most of the time, though.
I've had several discussions with players from the South, a couple from Georgia. In fact, my partner in the quads earlier, young man from Georgia, and I talked about northern Wisconsin aggressiveness versus southern aggressiveness. I mean, there's a whole different. Southern people just fire. You put a blocker in front, they'll just throw an airmail. I don't care. Up north, we'll be like, hey, that's a good shot there, and then we'll just sneak it right in behind. It's a whole different mentality. By the time we got done playing, he talked me into a couple airmails. He's like, go ahead, shoot it. All right, I'll shoot it.
Right.
Hey, man, wide open down there.
It's a very polite aggressiveness.
There you go.
And speaking of aggressive, Bob just got aggressive. He
bounced one off the back.
Off the back. We'll see if Johnny's going to come in from that right side. Look, he stepped out just a little bit, I think, coming in right to left.
Oh, and he knocks one of Bob's in again. This should be a good blocker back by Bob.
Low and
it's going to layer right a
He
little
left
left.
that side
underneath.
open, though.
Oh, he doesn't seem happy with it.
Johnny's got a shot to get that bag on the right side there.
He's got to be careful.
Possibly
He's got to
too.
be careful, though, if he comes too hard. Oh,
The bag he threw skimmed over the hole.
yeah.
Bob got a penny out of that, though.
That's crazy.
So 16-14, Heil trying to finish it out. Juniors next. Who we got in juniors?
Sebastian Barger, who's sitting straight across from us right
Hadn't
now.
moved for a while.
And Austin Cameron, who I saw a moment ago kind of come in and out of the room, but he has been just in there, I guess, cutting through like timber in the other room. So I don't know what we're going to be looking at, but I do feel for them having to wait this long now, because it's certainly, I mean, Sebastian could have gone up and gotten a good night's sleep in and come back.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Sebastian's a little older than Austin. It could be past Austin's bedtime, that's for sure.
Oh, no, we've seen Austin and Jamie Fincham play deep into the
We
evening
have.
for
See if
doubles,
Bob's
so
gonna-
we know for a fact that he can do it. But look, you can see right now, I mean, Sebastian just got up. He's grabbed his bags. He's going to head off to find some boards that he can
Johnny's going over the top.
up and over.
Oh,
how about
nice.
that?
Bob decided to let him go after it because obviously his bag was in the hole. You always make your opponent make the lower percentage shot, and Johnny made it.
Yeah, and we have a
Game to 5.
game to 5, man.
Like my son labels every close game. This is officially a barn burner, 16 to 16. If it gets to be 18, I don't know. We may have to edit out what I call it. I'm not sure if we can. This is just this is everything we expected out of these matches with T-Bone earlier, and Johnny Thomas and Bob.
T-Bone was not on his normal game today.
No, and I'll be honest with you, we thought he was joking around earlier in the week when we saw him, but he predicted it. He pretty much said it. He goes, "It's not going to be my week." He said it's not going to be my week.
I mean, if you come in with that attitude, most of the time it won't be. I tell you.
It's not. Although I am going to make an appeal to Frank Gears and the rules committee here, because I'm looking at Championship Saturday, and I'm thinking we may want to put these seniors finals
First.
Monday through Friday. They have 5 days to complete the
You
seniors
start
finals.
on Wednesday, all right?
Yeah.
Could we put them before the 4 o'clock senior discount kicks in at the local restaurants?
There you go. Yeah,
There you go.
get everybody out to the buffet and
Perfect.
cafeteria. Will be good to go.
Little blocker bag in front. Not sure that was intentional, but it worked.
And it get the kicker.
Because Bob can get through this now. He leaves his to the left to kind of balance out the round. Johnny will just try to push right through Bob's here, I think, and just take them both in.
He'll take that. He's not mad.
Left his in front, made it a hard shot.
Nice bag.
Good cleanup.
Yep.
No, Johnny misses that right to left shot that had been money for him all afternoon.
Oh, and Bob went for the other bag, too.
Yeah.
That was a great effort right
did.
there.
Yeah.
He did.
Sometimes the best bag is not the one that goes in the hole.
That's
Sometimes
right.
it's better to leave it right
Yes,
there
sir.
rather than leave that open hole for somebody. And we have still an 18-16 Heil lead.
16, yep.
This is where it gets nerve-wracking because when your opponent's at 18, you know one bag off the board. You make a little mistake. These guys are throwing at such a high level, they haven't chucked one off the back just on a normal pitch.
Unlike mine and Finn's, we get to 18, they expect us to throw one off the board.
I actually banked one. I hit the board, hit the backdrop, and shot back onto the board, and they let me keep it.
I've
taken out more.
Up right here.
There it is.
Yes, sir.
I've taken out more people's drinks than I have their games.
We are tied, or it's 18-18.
on,
No, this is I think this is all right, but my son labels anything 18 above that's a tie is officially a crap your pants game.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right. So
All right.
It's who's going to crap your pants, right?
yeah, you start to get a little bit nervous.
And you spell crap with an S.
Yes.
I'll see if Bob steps out and goes around this bag.
He's kind of coming in on the angle right to left, and
and he
that's
got the
exactly what the
kicker
bag
again.
did. Yeah.
Yep. Johnny's got a chance to get two here with Bob's off to the left there.
It's coming in hard. Oh.
It didn't quite push through the way he wanted. Now Bob can probably get through. Johnny's on the right. He's just going to block it.
Low, yeah.
Now here comes the airmail.
Not.
And Johnny can drag that one in.
I think Johnny's going with a hard push, slick side
Think
push
so?
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Yep.
Yeah.
You know why? You know why you know that? Because the airmail comes immediately.
That's right.
He doesn't wait.
Yeah, you're right.
Bob's in the pickle right here now.
It's going to make him make the shot.
And Johnny's got this shot. A little short airmail. He could win
makes
this
it.
game.
We could go into game 3.
Oh, he's going to go
gonna
hard.
push.
Oh, and he gets one down in there.
Now, what's Bob going to do?
Bob's got to drag one.
Yeah,
He has no choice.
I don't think it can be done.
I think Bob should be setting up for game 3.
Yeah.
If he pulls something
He's gonna
here,
go
it's going
look,
to be
yeah.
a miracle.
We're going to look at this.
He's going to go look.
It's a big, it's nice. It's always nice to be up 1-0. But if you lose that middle game and it's 1-1, that you not only evened it up, but then the momentum is with the other guy too, or girl or lady. So, I mean, there is that advantage. But if you do slip in that second game, it's like, oh boy, I not only lost the advantage, but now I'm kind of at a disadvantage because. Nice try by Bob.
Really,
that's going to go to game
strong.
3.
So, all right, so we're going to wrap it up 21-18.
Game 3.
Johnny Thomas takes game number 2.
And Sebastian Barger is going to go take a little nap.
Yeah.
I might be with him here shortly, Joel.
Yeah, there might be a whole new reason for a nickname of that score.
Yeah.
Well, everybody that's here is probably here for the week anyway, so we're like, you know what?
That's a good point.
Whatever. What are we going to do? Go sit in our hotel room?
Yeah.
Let's watch some cornhole. What do you say?
I can only watch that hotel channel so much before I realize that I can buy one of these places and make it my home.
There you go.
A little off to the right there. Bob might have a chance to get off to a 2-0 lead here. Johnny can bring that in, but it's a difficult shot.
Oh, boy. And he almost caught just
he's
enough.
been working on that cutter. And
it's still there. Bob's just going to cover it up, make him make it difficult. Now, he could air this to get 2, maybe.
There might be too much of a pinch on that from Bob's bag.
It all pinched up, so Bob's going to grab 2.
Wow.
And I think Johnny's bags are a little stickier than Bob's are. Because we've seen that happen several times in the games they played so far today.
And Bob's last bag was that classic example. Him going in the hole would have left an easier shot for Johnny because Johnny's bag was kind of hanging. Mm-hmm. So instead he pinched it, made Johnny come around even more, and then he didn't make the shot. So it was a great 2-point not in the hole shot.
Absolutely.
That strategy part of cornhole, my son and I talk about it a lot, and that's why we do well in doubles. Is very important. You have to understand the game when you start playing at a higher level. You have to understand the game itself, otherwise you'll give away points.
I agree with that.
You can't afford to do that.
And I've had a lot of people ask me just by virtue of the fact that they know that this is what I do, and they say, "Well, you don't."
The and one.
There it was. And they said, "What have you learned?" And I said, "Here's what I've learned. I always thought it was about getting it in the hole. Yeah. Sometimes it's about keeping the other guy out." Right. And that's that 1 or 2 point swing that might make, like you just talked about, that 2 point not in the hole. And certainly, nothing beats a 12.
No.
And 10 doesn't win, as they say. But that keeping the other guy out and figuring out how to do that and just getting in their head with a little bit. We didn't see a lot of defense in the women's. I mean, Maggie and Amber, it was all go, offense. Waiting for somebody to make a mistake. Oh, Johnny.
I thought Johnny might airmail leave that blocker there. Yeah. I promise you that's what I would have done.
As quickly as he threw it, I thought that was going up high.
Johnny will take that one in probably. There you go.
Absolutely. He'll take 1 point.
Yeah. I tell you, when you put one off the back of the board at this level, like Bob did, and only give up 1, you feel like you're all right. It's a victory.
All right.
Yeah, Johnny picks up the penny. 6-2.
6 on 2 on the out of the lower seed red lane there.
And when we do our, shameless plug again for our Northern Wisconsin Cornhole podcast, but my son and I talk a lot about that in our podcast, about strategy, about different things, about what to do with the 4th bag, and it's very important. Go back to old ACO streams and look at matches and watch the pros play and how they strategize, and you can really learn a lot by just studying the game.
Absolutely. Oh, that was a nice bag.
Well, and then, You have to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And then do it.
You can have
yeah.
all the strategy you want, but if you can't do it, it doesn't matter. And that's where that muscle memory and that road of thousands and thousands of bags pitched by yourself or with a group or whatever.
And I think it does. Having that knowledge brings confidence too. I mean, throwing a shot that you know is the right shot, even if you don't make it, I think that confidence helps you make that shot more often eventually. Maybe not right away, but at least you know you're doing the right thing.
Oh, what a shot.
How in the...
I don't know. That thing had eyes on it.
Did he get that bag around there?
He got it around it, didn't hit Johnny's in, and it snuck around the backside and dripped in.
I'm pretty sure I saw it do the limbo on the way by.
did.
It was like leaning back, and then it got through, and it stood up and fell in the hole.
It was like walking through a crowded bar.
That was a great shot.
And a big one to tie it at 6 because Johnny had all the momentum after winning game 2 and getting out to a 6-2 lead. And now it's back kind of the momentum here on Bob's side.
And then he immediately puts one out of play.
Give up a 4 spot right back here.
And Johnny will say, thank you. And he may go.
He could go over the top for 6 because this is a game-changing shot.
Absolutely, it is.
But he's thinking about it.
He better not lay up because I am going to talk about him.
I think he hits it.
I think
he's going to throw it.
He stopped.
He's going to throw it.
He is.
You got to.
Up, yep.
Oh, he hits it.
It's crazy.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Wow. And you know what? He thought it. He overthought it. He stopped, and then he
Beautiful shot by Johnny.
Really, that might be one of the best shots we've seen all day.
So Johnny is from where?
Alabama.
There's that Southern mentality.
Yeah, just fire away.
Yep.
He did lay up on one earlier that I'm going to ask him about it later.
Yeah. No, that's, in a game like this where 6 points is so big, you got to take, you don't get that opportunity against Bob that often to have that shot.
And Johnny's blockers have been bothering Bob so far in this game. And we talk about this all the time, Joel. We don't see many 5s, 6s, and 7s when we're calling games on center court because the players are so good.
Definitely.
And this could be another 4 for Johnny.
He's got all the momentum back here after Bob had that 4-point round.
And it's 6 more.
Be another 6.
Bob got that 4 points to tie it at 6 and then back-to-back 6s now.
12 in 2 rounds Bob has given up. I bet he ain't given up 12 all day.
Well, you're in trouble, but Bob also knows he has the ability to put 20 to 30 in a row.
Sure, absolutely.
So you just lock in and you just see what happens here. Give it a ride, see what happens.
We've seen the block thrown so many times first bag by Johnny that and that one missed off a little bit to the left. But
and this could be another one. As Johnny has found a groove.
That first bag of Bob's kind of skipped almost right over the hole.
This could be the game. All Johnny's going to do is go in one more time.
Yeah, Bob knows it's out of his control right now.
Yeah.
2 left, 1 on the way.
And that's
it.
it.
That's going to do it.
Oh, it's kind of sad to see it end that way with those 3 rounds because Bob played so well.
3 rounds in a row, and Johnny Thomas.
Johnny Thomas. He is our 2022 season 17 green jersey winner and the player of the season.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, Joel, thanks so much.
We appreciate your help.
Appreciate you.
We'll see you later in the weekend at some point.
Good luck getting back out there into the competitive part of the.
Somebody warned Tony Franco I'm coming.
Yeah, all right. We'll let him know. His legs must be tired from carrying you, so let him. It's good he had the rest. All right. Well, let's give Johnny Thomas, our green jersey winner and our champion, and our senior player of the season.
Wow.
An opportunity to strap these bad boys on.
That was fun.
Turn it back the other way here now. You can take the boy out of Alabama, but you can't take the Alabama out of the boy. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Green jersey's going to look good on you, brother.
Appreciate it. That was fun. I mean,
I
don't know if it was really fun. It was nerve-wracking.
You looked like you were having a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Well, you say it was fun, but hey, the first game we played like that when Bob had beat me in the first game, it was like, good gracious, a long road back. Just fortunate to get there, and it was great. And
we watched this game go to 6-6, and then boom 6, and then boom 6 like that, and then at that point you got to be like knocking at the knees too because it can't happen that easily.
Well, I mean, actually, you don't. Bob just missed some bags. He normally doesn't miss, and gave me some opportunities, and I was fortunate enough to get them. But when I got to 18-6, I was feeling pretty good at that point, and I know. Like I said, do you think that I thought I was going to come back and do what I did with him the way he threw in the first? No, I did not. No, I didn't. I was just hoping to play with him, So. Yeah. But he's both of them's formidable opponents. They're great players, and but like I said, me and Bob's been rocking back and forth with each other. And this first year I've met him, and God, I want him to go away.
Hey, that's what he says about you, man. Hey, that's what I say about you too. Hey, let me tell you something. I like what you did there. You were purposely throwing that block.
Yes.
Every time because he was struggling with the kick almost every time.
He's so good at going in bag after bag, and you don't have to change something up with him, and just hopefully things go your way. And fortunately they did. So
you hit the big airmail to get the first 6.
Right.
I thought you were going to lay up because you did that earlier with 2 bags hanging. Do you know that, right?
Yes, I did.
And I was talking bad about you,
I'm
man.
sure you was, Philip, and I'm used to that from you.
He promised he was going to ask you about it, whether you won or lost. He was going to ask you about that in particular. But it's interesting, as I watch you, if you're going to shoot the airmail, it's quick. It's almost a reflex.
Right.
And you were down here, and it made sense for you to shoot it, but you were standing there and you were flipping. I'm like, he's taking a little bit longer. I don't think he's going to do it. And then you went to start, and then you stopped, and then you did it.
Yeah.
So it was. It just felt like you were overthinking it and weren't going to throw it sometimes.
Right. Well, I mean, you look at it. What cost me in the first game was the airmail.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what I look back at. The airmail cost me because he got the advantage, and then he hit the first airmail, and then I missed, and then he hit. So it was a thing. A thought of the first game was in my head.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make a mistake, and I'd rather have a point than lose a point. Or several points.
So you laid up.
Yeah. So I laid up. So.
Okay.
So and then the last one, I'm like, when you see me thinking, I'm like, yeah, I get it, but I'm like, just get it over the top of his, and I'll still score.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you what, you just took down the player of the season for the seniors, and now what does that do for you going into the seniors tomorrow?
Well, nothing, because it's such a stacked field. I mean, it gives you confidence. Don't get me wrong, but as far as the field that we have, I mean, good gracious, 75+ seniors, and I looked at the field that we got. It's like, hey, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. Whoever wins it's going to have to be on and stay on. So,
absolutely.
But
all I can say is so much.
I hope they're in I hope T-Bone and Bob is in a different bracket tomorrow. Can you range that, Phil?
Yep. I don't have that kind of pull, buddy.
He's too busy putting them outside of his bracket.
And with you in them.
You're on your own. But
it was fun. I mean, it was very fun. Actually, that first game, I can't even tell you how long it was, but it felt like a very long game.
I can. I can. I had a birthday during it.
I mean, it felt so long. I mean, we kept matching each other, and then what happened at the end, I was like, God, I give up a 6 point. But it was fun. And it just seemed like a very long, grinding game, and maybe it tired Bob out some. I don't know.
Well, I don't know, but I will tell you that to that point, we've got a juniors player of the season that we've got to crown here. We're going to start it here around 9:55. Should be over around 9:59. That's 2 or 3, and so we're on for a different pace. Everybody, take a look out there. Your team,
my fan base out there. Here we go. Appreciate it.
And he earned that green jersey. And I'll tell you, this is the last thing I'll say about it. So much for Southern hospitality. Well done, buddy.
Good job.
Congratulations, man.
All right. I'll tell you what. Hang on. We got to get a picture.
Yeah.
Leave those headphones on. Let's get a picture here. All right. I'm going to turn to do my model pose so I look skinnier. But here's the deal. This guy's going to be sporting the green jersey this upcoming season. Nicely done. All right. Very good. And I'll tell you what. He earned it. He earned every single point of it. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn things over to Frank Gears. He's going to give these boys their last down and back. And we're going to take a little break. You want to take a break? All right, let's do that. We'll take a little break. We'll reset everything. We'll let these guys get a few more warm-up tosses in. I think Sebastian's only thrown about 33,000 bags today, waiting for this opportunity on a center court that's been very, very good to him against Austin Cameron, who's been in the other room clear-cutting timber like nobody's business in the open blind draw as well. And also, I believe that was Phillip, I think he was just crushing all the way through the Slider Cup. So,
Yeah.
Bottom line is we'll be back. We'll take a quick break, and they'll continue and crown our green jersey winning Juniors Player of the Season here in Season 17 for the American Cornhole Organization on the ACO Digital Network.
ACO, we are Cornhole.
As tired as everybody was that was playing, and it's so many great games. You saw it all, you felt it all, you heard it all. We have a brand new king of cornhole.